This is where I work. It's on a remote mining camp in the middle of the Yukon in northern Canada. This is Hannibal NS, and you're watching Viewer Takeover.
This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight, then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up. Holy Bravo team, so long ago.
So fucking long ago.
Right? I don't even remember what that game's like anymore.
Yeah.
Distant memory every
Not
Thursday.
worth it.
It's PlayStation VR
Theater.
Theater. And every Friday, every today, as Viewer Takeover, when we let you, the loyal Game Cats, let you take over the show. As always, my name is Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all VR kings of the Sofa Kingdom. All King reference words, Jeremy King.
Hey, we haven't done the high five. What was it again?
Uncomfortable.
Moment.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Good. I like it. Guys, if this is your first time watching Viewer Takeover, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Man, oh man.
Here's what we do on Viewer Takeover.
What do we do?
We let you take over the show. Right? We scour the videos, we scour the comments, and we choose our favorites. Usually the ones with hashtag Viewer Takeover in them, because
It's
that's
a
what I
thing.
search for first.
Yep.
It is indeed a thing. And then we answer your comments, we answer your questions, and then we copy and paste them into a word processing document that adds question marks where they don't belong. Mm-hmm. And we read them that way because we think it's funny. Very strange.
Very strange.
But first and foremost, we want to thank Hannibal NS for that awesome
that
Viewer
was
Takeover
awesome.
introduction.
Yeah.
Again, my favorite part of Viewer Takeover.
Yes.
Meeting each and every one of you Game Cats,
Meow.
one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in only 13,000 more weeks, we'll know them all.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
How long is that? How many years will it take us to meet each and every single one of you?
Somebody do the math for us and let us know in the comment below.
It'll take the rest of our natural lives to meet all the Game Cats. Maybe we can just throw a party and invite you all.
Yeah, someday.
Someday. So thank you, Hannibal NS, for that awesome Viewer Takeover introduction. If you
Thank
want
you.
to introduce next week's Viewer Takeover introduction, well, I'm sorry to tell you that we have a few in the queue.
Sweet.
A few in the queue.
Few in the queue.
Yeah, but if you want to get in that queue, make sure you send your short, sweet, possibly sexy. Hopefully sexy.
Yeah.
I like some sexiness. To withoutparole@gmail.com. And then, one of these days, surprise, surprise, you'll introduce Viewer Takeover. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Hannibal NS,
Yes.
Jeremy, isn't the only person we want to thank this week, is he?
No.
No.
I mean, there's many people. Who do we want to name? These first or these first?
These people down here.
These people down here.
These people are giving us money. They definitely get called out first.
They definitely do.
These people down here, as you can see their names scrolling by, these people down here went to patreon.com/withoutparolegames, and they're giving us $1 or more. Some of them much more.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Every single month, which is fantastic. And they don't just get their name listed down here on Viewer Takeover.
No.
They get so much more than that for their $1
So
or
much
more a
more.
month.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what else do they got?
Well, you can go. They have access over on at patreon.com/withoutparolegames. And over there, you'll find that we have these little episodic things we call the litter box, where each week one of us plays the role of host, and we go for 2 to 38 minutes talking about something a little bit more intimate, a little bit more private, a little more special, as a way of saying thank you back to the loyal Patreon supporters.
If we ever get an intern,
Yeah.
I'm going to have him hold up cue cards for
Thank
you.
you.
Just during this part.
Because I went to look, I'm like, what did I miss?
Right.
I'm waiting to see what I've missed.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm to come over here. You don't have to make coffee right now. Just stand right back behind the camera and hold up these big Subterranean Homesick Blues cue cards.
In excess music video.
But you do get every week the MP3s of all of our podcasts, of Why We Love PSVR, and all 3 segments of the Gamescast. The wrap-up, PlayStation VR Theater, which I can't imagine people actually want to listen to in MP3 format, and Viewer Takeover. This right here will just be our voices in MP3 format.
Yep.
And you get all of that for your $1 or more a month.
That's a lot.
And
Can't get that much at McDonald's for $1.
You sure can't, especially not a month. You can't get that one
No.
visit to McDonald's. And then there's a few other pics of the litter, cat's pajamas, some other people that out there that
Yeah.
changing their names on YouTube, on Google.
Yep.
to follow Beauty in the Decay's lead, Matt the Game Cat.
Yep, the coolest game cats around right here.
Seriously, people who changed their names for our channel.
Yeah.
So shout out to.
Here we go.
God, how many times can we give Hotcakes a
I
fucking
know.
shout out? But here we go. Hotcakes is running out of name ideas. The Game Cat. Hannibal NS the Canuck Game Cat.
Hey.
Dead Ash Pool Game Cat.
Nice.
Jedi VR Game Cat.
Underscore game cat.
Straka the VR feline. I feel like that's
Nice.
fucking close enough.
Yeah.
Yep. Doherty Bassa the pervy sloth-like Game Cat in a hat.
Wow.
I think Doherty Bassa just took everybody's and just combined it into one.
Yeah.
And then finally Skibby the Game Cat.
Skibby.
Thank you guys so much
Thank
for changing
you.
your name. We appreciate it. And in case you didn't know, you're stuck with those names for the next 30 days because Google only allows it once every 30 days. What do you think? Should we start viewer takeover?
We should start viewer takeover
The way we start every viewer takeover?
with a little thing called
Should we or shouldn't we? All right.
hashtag viewer takeover.
Fantastic. The very first hashtag
Brian.
viewer takeover comes to us from Woody the Bluebird on the video Why We Love PSVR Mortal Blitz.
Nice.
Hashtag viewer takeover. It's a thing. I really liked Mortal Blitz, so much so that I decided to go for all the trophies. I managed to get them all, except for the ones that required you to complete the game on extreme difficulty. Man, is that tough. Not kidding. Man, is that tough.
Wicked tough, huh?
Wicked tough. It's bugging me that I'm one trophy away from the platinum. So I'm just wondering, how do you guys feel about trophy hunting? Do you ever feel the need to go for the platinum trophies?
I've never had the need to go for a platinum trophy. I've gone for certain trophies, like with the Uncharted games. I used to always go for the headshots, and trying to get headshots from ledge and trying to get headshots with this gun. You know what I mean? All that kind of shit. I used to like that. Mass Effect, I did on the Xbox like to get all the achievements for that just because I was really into that series. I only did it with the second one, though, I believe. But so I have no problem with it. I can understand the drive and getting your money's worth out of a game to get a trophy like that, a platinum, getting everything out of it. But you?
I mean, it's been a while. I think the moment I started this channel was when I stopped caring about trophies.
All right.
Because there were just too many games to play.
Yeah.
Suddenly you had to be like a jack of all trades, master of none, right? So it's like I had to know a bunch about every game, but not really know everything about any one game.
Certain game, yeah.
Right. So, that this channel has changed that for me. But prior to Without Parole, I've said this ad nauseum probably that I was a huge listener of Podcast Beyond, and when it was the Greg and Colin days, when they do the Trophy Horror Wars, where it was like they would just. They were constantly battling it out, and all the viewers got involved. It was like we were just constantly, obviously trying to get the platinums and trying to get all the trophies we could possibly get in good games.
Yeah.
But on the side to pad our scores,
All right. Yeah.
we'd be going for some real garbage.
Shitty.
Right?
Yeah.
I platinumed Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I platinumed Hannah Montana, the movie, the game.
Nice.
I think I played.
We can't avoid that one. It's getting too loud.
All right.
Get me again.
You deserve that one.
Right?
Oh man. So if you go to my trophy list, which I don't think I made public anymore, there's just a slew of PS3 era games that were just kids games.
Yeah.
Right? Megamind. That was another one I played.
Megamind.
Yeah. And I got to say,
Spider.
that strangely, it sounds like people out there would be like, why the fuck would you waste your time playing a kids game, playing a trash game, playing a licensed game for trophies?
Yeah.
And I have to say that because of Trophy Horror Wars, because of my time playing these kids games, it really expanded my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
It really let me think outside the box and go, what other games am I missing out on? Because some of these kids games,
Yeah.
surprisingly fun.
Yeah.
They
Enjoyable.
might not have been the greatest AAA game ever, but man, just blasting. I kid you not, Hannah Montana, the movie, the game. I'm sitting there on the couch.
I can picture the cover in my mind because I'd seen it when I worked at GameStop all the time. Yeah.
And it's probably one on my shelf somewhere. I don't know.
And the font that Hannah Montana look.
And it used the 6-axis controller, right? So it actually told you to shake your hands up here and then shake your hands up here. And I'm sitting on my couch going, and I'm suddenly smiling, and I'm like, why am I smiling? I'm playing this stupid fucking kids game. Unfortunately, no iCarly game. That would have been awesome. Yeah, but yeah, no, I had a blast playing through some of these garbage games just because they were fun and stupid.
Was iCarly the same girl in School of Rock? Was that same girl?
I don't know. Jack Black and me don't get along.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't like comedy and famous people.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah. Also, strangely enough, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
I was watching at the gym on mute with subtitles, The Office.
Yeah.
Who's
Which
that?
one?
Who's that? Steve Carell?
Yeah, if it was the American one, yes.
And I've never liked The Office. I don't like the style of humor, right?
Yeah.
But it turns out I just don't like the delivery. It's too dry, right? It's too boring.
That's what I like about it.
So there I am, running on a treadmill,
Yeah.
reading subtitles, laughing, right? I'm like, this is wicked funny. And I was like, oh, I just don't like the delivery of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, the writing's fantastic. All right, you're up, Asia. Next question.
Next question. J Dow, the game cat, meow. PSVR this week. Hashtag viewer takeover.
It's a thing.
What standalone game would you want a sequel for the most?
It's tough, man.
That is a tough
When
one.
people put you on the spot,
Yeah, because I didn't see that question ahead of time.
yeah, I don't even send this to you anymore.
Yeah.
I just like to surprise you.
Yeah, that's a good one because a lot of the games I wanted a sequel for, there were.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. Going back to Alan Wake, that is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
They did have American Nightmare. That was a little Xbox Live.
Kind of like a DLC,
Yeah, I think it was like $12.99.
standalone DLC.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't call a sequel
But you want a full
an actual game.
current gen sequel.
I would love another Alan Wake, a real one.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, who are the developers?
Remedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they still owned by Microsoft?
I don't know when they released Quantum Break. Were they?
I feel like after Quantum Break, Microsoft let him go, but I could be totally wrong about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mine's super obscure. Do you remember Okagi, the Shadow King on
yeah.
PS2?
Yes.
That was like, for anybody who doesn't know,
Yeah.
it was like almost looked like a Tim Burton style Nightmare Before
RPG,
Christmas.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a JRPG that was just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
And I would take that game in first person, or maybe not even first person. I'd take it even in third person in VR. But I'd kill for a sequel to that game.
Yeah.
Oh man, just like
That was a good game.
it was great.
Yeah.
It had some oddly long load times, but also probably, in my humble opinion, some of the best graphics ever on PlayStation 2.
It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, just highly stylized. It just looks super sharp back on the old CRT television.
Yeah.
Super colorful.
Colorful.
Yeah. Awesome. I would kill for that. And that's the one that came immediately when I first saw this question. That's the one I immediately thought of, and that's still the only one that's, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to think beyond Alan Wake, and I'm sure I'll be driving, but like, oh, yeah.
Oh, a million ones, right?
Yeah.
Like Okami, for sure.
Okami, yeah.
There was Okami Den on DS, but
And it's like Shadow Hearts is my favorites, and they came out with Shadow Hearts Covenant, which was even better. But then they came out with the third, which was
New World.
New World with Johnny, but there was no Yuri or Karen, none of them, or Alice, of course, Yeah. And Johnny was, fuck that.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know what other ones.
I'm secretly scanning my walls behind you as being like,
I know,
what
I should too.
games?
And it's funny, I think more towards PS2.
I always think, PS2 is one of my favorite.
There's Okaji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. I could think of this question all the time. All day, I mean.
Yeah, seriously. I feel like somebody should remake The Bouncer, except make it the game it was supposed to be, with like totally interactable environments and just like an all-out brawl kind of game.
They never made a sequel to Nocturne. That was always been a big one, but they do have in the Shimigami universe.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I don't know. We could probably come up with fake
few
sequels
more.
all day long.
Primal, what a hidden little gem.
Primal was good.
I liked it.
You know what? I was just thinking about this the other day in the shower. Don't ask me why. But I remember when I was living in Tennessee, it came out around the same time. I think it was also by like a European studio. Remember Ghost Hunter on PS2?
Yeah.
Unbelievable
I
game.
beat that game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I beat so few, especially back at that time.
I know, right? Yeah. Actually, I beat more games back then by far than I do now.
I don't know. I think I beat more games now than I ever have.
Yeah, Ghost Hunter was a great game.
Right? So strange, totally underrated. No one ever talks about it.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point I was coming out of like a cave or something, and it was like all these, or maybe the school at the beginning. I forget what it was. But it was like these kind of dark and gray blend kind of graphics, right? Nothing special. But then you come out and like the sun is rising on the horizon, and it's just like creating all these lighting effects, and it's almost like blinding you. And it's like I remember calling somebody into my room and being like, "You have to see this.
Come and see it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they probably didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Look how beautiful this game is." And they were like, "Yeah, it's totally beautiful. Brian's on drugs." Right?
No, I know what you mean, though. Games back then sometimes, well, even now they can bedazzle you, but they all look really nice now.
That's
There's no
problem.
getting better.
Yeah.
You reminded me, Freedom Fighters. I loved Freedom Fighters on PS2 and GameCube.
Not the first time you've brought this game up.
Yeah, that was a great game.
If you go way back to one of our earliest episodes, I think you've talked about this.
Yeah.
What was so great about Freedom Fighters? 'Cause at the time, I remember thinking that it was just like a cookie cutter, like third person tactical game or something.
Shooter type of game.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of was, you know what I mean? It was just fun with the shooting, the story. I liked how you could, like, go to one area, it would affect another area in the map. So, like, if you couldn't progress past this area, because in the beginning there was, like, a sniper dude on top of a billboard. So if you wanted to go and do this other task, you had to go do this task and blow up that fucking
Billboard.
so you could progress past.
All right.
But
Sounds
yeah,
good.
I mean, it's
so,
just
you
fun.
want a Freedom Fighters sequel?
In the colors,
Colors.
you know.
All right. Who's up? Oh, I'm up next.
You're up, Asia.
Straka, the VR feline game cat.
Yep.
This on Viewer Takeover must have been last week's. First of all, love the shows and your reviews. After binge watching a couple of episodes, had the feeling of hanging out with some new friends. All the inside jokes. So keep up the genuine and positive DIY feel of the shows. We don't have a choice. It's DIY all the fucking way. And never apologize for the quality. Well, there's some shows we have to apologize for the quality, like when it's out of focus, or when the camera's like, sorry. VR is killing my social life since there are. Out there they are so much non-VR flat people. This is a very welcome distraction. Sorry, I just totally obliterated your comment. Had a question for hashtag Viewer Takeover. Is Jeremy going to do more Let's Plays or topics? Love the way he talks or explains things with the accent and all the swearing. His Resident Evil 7 Let's Play cracked me up.
Oh, shit.
What is the verdict there, buddy?
I would love to. I honestly would. You know, and it's like always when in my mind I say, all right, tonight I'm going to do a live stream. And then work, I just get beat, and then I'm there and I'm like, you know, honestly, sometimes I don't have the energy to be entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, all of us.
You know what I mean? So like that's a lot of it. I would love to do it, but I'm more just, and I think in the summer months I'm gonna start feeling that energy a little bit more.
All right.
After work, have my fucking, you know, sliding door open with the breeze right there, because my couch is right there.
Yeah.
And do some live streams. Then I get energized in the nicer weather.
I don't. That's when I start. That's when I start to fizzle out.
Yeah.
Like the heat kills me.
Oh, I love it.
Like
I love it.
I'm just like I'm a sloth all day long. I just like wait for the sun to go down.
Yeah.
And then I can open the windows, open the blinds, because then it's all nice and dark and cool out. But good. I want you to do as many live streams as you want to do.
And they're fun when I'm doing them. I really enjoy them.
Yeah. No. And I love watching. That's for sure. What was it? It wasn't just Let's Plays.
You know, I've only drank once since that Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
I don't drink much, and I forced myself to drink the live plays.
Awesome. Awesome. Hopefully, as the months progress, we'll see more of Jeremy live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we're certainly not pushing you here because we know that you're super busy. So you know, we're just thrilled that you show up for the Gamescast.
Sweet. I'm glad to be here.
I'm hoping that when Michelle comes back,
Yeah.
we'll get her set up to do live streams as well.
I'd love to watch Michelle or hear.
Yeah.
Michelle
And
do
watch
live
her
stream.
play, technically. Because Des just did a Moss live stream, and that was his first stream ever.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting to watch him do it, you know, because you've only done a couple.
Yeah.
But I've been doing them mostly.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to watch how other people do them.
Yeah.
You know, because none of us are traditional YouTubers. We're not yelling or screaming. We're not swearing. You know, this is so amazing. No,
Yeah.
we're not. We're like pretty all laid back.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see how Michelle would do.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, so eventually we're going to get everybody up and running and everyone doing live streams, hopefully, like, you know, maybe alternate weeks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That said, you're up, Asia.
Oracle of Jamie from PSVR this week. I didn't catch this week's episode, but I've watched all the others.
Cool. I know it's hard to find the 4.5 minutes.
I watched the other reviews, and I forget what else I saw. But anyways, Hashtag viewer takeover. Hey, Brian. I asked a developer if their sailing simulator would be available to PSVR. He said if enough people liked my comment, they would port the game to PSVR. Can you get the word out? The more variety we have, the better in my opinion. Here is the link. Search for my comment and give it a thumbs up if you want it. HTTPS, what is it, semicolon, slash?
That's a regular colon.
Regular colon,
Yeah.
slash,
Yeah.
u2.be/AB, a capital A. Okay,
I don't think this is
we'll put
necessary.
it right down there.
So I checked out this trailer.
Yep.
And just like football/soccer,
Okay.
and just like pretty much everything else I've ever done in VR, it's not something I would want to do in real life.
Okay.
Like sailing, right?
Yeah.
The trailer's playing. These guys are watching it as we speak.
All right.
This is seriously a sailing simulator. I'm like, really? And then I watched the trailer, and I was like, holy crap! Like coming off of the heels of Bravo Team, where they're afraid to let you walk around.
All right.
Right? Scared of motion sickness. This not only should people be scared of motion sickness in this sailing simulator, they should be scared of seasickness.
Yeah.
Right? And it looks fantastic.
Is there like bad weather and stuff too?
I don't know if it's bad weather. I only checked out the first half of the trailer just to be like, should we be checking this out on Viewer Takeover?
Sure.
And yes, we should.
Wow.
So yeah, the link for the full trailer is in the description below. I'll also, it's still playing in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, here's the link. Yes, definitely. We'll everybody head over there. Everybody click the link. Head on
thumbs
over
up.
there. Send them a little meow. And tell them that everybody over at Without Parole Games or PSVR Without Parole wants this on PlayStation VR, right? Make sure
I
you
gotta go check it out too.
yeah comment on their video. All right. Next up is Dennis Worth on also PSVR this week. Hashtag viewer takeover. How did you guys actually meet? I feel like we've answered this a few times.
We have.
But you know what? There's every month there's 1,000 new people.
Yeah, I know, really.
Right? So, are you longtime friends who had the idea of going YouTube? Was everyone in on it from the beginning? Basically, I want to know how it all started. Greetings from an old grumpy game cat in cold, snowy Norway. Yeah, everywhere.
Hey.
Craziness.
Yeah.
You guys truly can brighten any gray day. Keep up the great
Aw.
content.
Is it great? I don't know.
Might be. I mean, I can cover the beginning of this. A few years back, like I said, I was a huge Beyond fan, and I just wanted to have my own podcast.
Yeah.
Beyond touched me in like not a sexual way, but in a very emotional, very very heartwarming way. Very during some very dark days, where I was drinking, drugs, all this stuff, loss of a loved one. They got me through some really dark times, and I was like, man. Once I kind of got through that, and once Beyond brought me through that, I was like, if I could be that for just one person, like they were there for me.
Was that like 10 years ago?
I mean, no, this is like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Right, I've been sober for about 5 years, and so and so just around that period was like this all kind of came together.
Okay.
So I was like, that's all I wanted from the channel. I wasn't looking for 10,000, 13,000 subscribers. I was looking for just to reach out there to the community, to people who played video games, and just to kind of like Dennis Worth said, just brighten somebody's day and give them something to look forward to. Podcast Beyond was a 45-minute MP3. No, 45-minute MP3 that came out every Tuesday.
All right.
That's all I got from them. That's all I got from them once a week. I was like 45 minutes of awesomeness once a week.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, but it wasn't enough. Like I was like, if I ever start a channel, I want to give them as much as they need. Right? Which is why the channel is probably too much. There's too much going on. Yeah. And I put out a Craigslist ad and found a gentleman named Mike Zeller who answered practically with a resume saying, these are all my qualifications. And I was like, you don't actually need qualifications. You just need to be fun to talk to. So Mike Zeller and I did a bunch of episodes of Gaming Without Parole, our first show. Mm-hmm. I was experimenting with reviews at the time, and that was it. Everything kind of fizzled out. We weren't really gaining any new viewers, and it didn't lose its appeal, but I was starting to lose interest in gaming, and I don't know, the whole thing. It got kind of messy, so we pulled back a little bit. And the moment I was like, you know what? I'm having too much fun doing this. I can't give up on the channel. Yeah, is when I reached out to you. When I reached out to you, 10 years ago was the first time you and I met.
All right, yeah.
So when you and I first met, I was still a total wreck. I was a total mess, right? But we'd see each other because you worked at GameStop.
Yeah.
And this was before Amazon days. This was
Yeah.
before, like, buying stuff on the internet on a regular basis, at least, was commonplace.
Yep.
And so...
There was still Xbox games and PlayStation games used and PS2 games new.
Yes.
By far.
Absolutely. So we'd run into each other all the time because you'd work at pretty much every GameStop, and you would see me scouring the racks at every GameStop in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even then, 10 years ago, I was like, we should do something.
You did.
Yep.
Yeah, you had always talked about wanting to do something. I had the time. Yeah, that was a long time back. I remember you'd mentioned it when I was at one place, then they moved me to the other, and then we ran into each other there, and you'd mentioned it then, and then there was like a long stretch of nothing.
Nothing.
And then, we went to your restaurant. And there you were.
That's right.
And then you mentioned it right then and there. Hey, I'm still thinking of doing that. And then we went back to eat there again because we fucking love the place. And then finally...
I didn't even have your phone number for all these years.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was... I didn't even have a cell phone until, a couple of years back.
So it was really... It was like fate that, like, we ran into each other where I work.
Over and over, yeah,
right?
in different circumstances.
Because it made sense that we'd meet where you work, but it made no sense that we'd meet where I work.
Yeah.
The fact that we kept running into each other made perfect sense, and I was like, this guy knows his shit. He's like, he's
comments are pouring in now, does he?
he's fun to talk to, and I was like this, and ever since day one, I was like, you're the right person for this job, and your schedule for the last 10 years has been so hectic that it's surprising we even got it to work at all eventually.
Yeah.
Now, Michelle, I met working at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Des, I met working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
These people like fell into my lap. Right?
Yeah.
I've always said the same thing about the restaurant I work at. It's the greatest job I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've worked factory jobs, I've worked office jobs, I've been a graphic designer, I've done everything you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I've loved a lot of jobs, and I've worked at a lot of restaurants. This is the best one I've ever worked at, and I've met the best people ever. And I know that in 10 years from now, when I look back at this time in my life, I'm going to say, I worked at that restaurant for a reason.
Yeah.
Because not only did it bring us back together, but it also brought Michelle into my life, and it brought Des into my life. And like, this channel would be nothing without you guys. Like the fact that we all hang out and have chemistry makes this whole channel happen.
I hear you. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not even forced chemistry. You
No.
know what I mean? Which is would be awful if you had to force it.
Be awful.
With all three of us, you know what I mean? And it's funny because Des, I had gone out to eat when I was working at GameStop, he worked in the same plaza. So, and I didn't know you guys knew each other. He used to be a great host over at a restaurant that I used to go to up there.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and then he was there with you guys. And Michelle I met one day when filling in for Brett, and it was immediately like a different show.
Yeah.
One episode to a different episode.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And we love Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Strangely, Brett also worked at my restaurant. He was a cook
did
there.
he?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we met. And he was great.
Yeah.
He was great, but we didn't find our real true magic until this current group came together.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question. That's how it all started. And again, it was never meant to be this.
Yeah.
It was always meant to be, just a tribute to Podcast Beyond, where I was like, and people have written saying, people have written in telling me about their depression, telling me about what they go through, and about how our show makes their life better. And it fucking stops me in my tracks every single goddamn time.
Yeah.
Where I go, this is all I ever wanted for the channel.
Yeah.
I've actually achieved my goals.
I see, like in the comments, some of them too is like, wow,
Yeah.
you get the pouring in, with emails and stuff. Sometimes I see comments like that. Oh, yeah, that's kind of neat,
Yeah.
People enjoy and get happy
It's crazy.
listening to our banter,
Yeah, it makes me so happy. It makes me feel like I'm like doing something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like reviewing video games, that's fine. But like, and that's like, maybe I'm saving somebody some money by telling them, hey, this game is crap, or being like, hey, this game's really fun, you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good. But like, it gets a little more emotional when it comes to the podcast, when it comes to being part of people's lives like this.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
So much for
It's
real.
awesome.
You're up, Asia.
I am carping on with the Game Cats from Viewer Takeover. Great episode again, guys. Do you think we should petition for PlayStation Home to be remade for PSVR? A social space that was kind of like a cross between The Sims and a Hangout. Any takers? I remember PlayStation Home. That was PS3. They didn't port that to PS4, did they?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It was a sad day when they closed the doors on Home.
I tried it for a minute.
I tried it for a minute, probably once a year for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was okay.
Yeah.
You know, I never wanted to spend any money in Home. You know, I was like a run around. I think I was like just some dude with like jeans on and no shirt because I was like I didn't like any of the shirts they had available and I didn't want to spend $1 on a different shirt.
Yeah.
And it was just, and every single time I went into it, it seemed like I'd run into some guy chasing a girl around, harassing her.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Strange.
So, but I mean, like, and I think that this was sort of the promise of Rec Room. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, here's a social place to hang out and go, and you can actually talk to people instead of having to type on, you know, like a DualShock 3 keyboard.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, I think Home on PSVR would be a natural fit. You know, I think Sony's always been a little ahead of the curve, a little ahead of their time. You know, the Move controllers weren't really necessary on the PS3.
No.
But they work pretty damn good for VR.
Make total sense.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think Home is another example of that. I think, why the hell do you want to hang out with somebody on a flat screen? But if you want to hang out with somebody in a virtual world,
VR,
like
totally
Second
different.
Life,
Yeah.
right? Absolutely.
You would love on mute with subtitles the Office episode where Dwight plays. Is it real life or other life? There's some virtual RPG he plays.
Yeah.
Where he has
is it Second Life?
Maybe it's Second Life.
Yeah.
Where he has a persona in there, and then I forget what's the other dude. The other one that is dating the girl.
Definitely asking the wrong guy. I watched it for the first time in subtitles
John
recently.
Krasinski. Yeah. Anyways, watch that one on mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Subtitles on.
Subtitles.
Yeah. And actually, to be honest, like I could see myself spending time in Home.
Okay.
Because Rec Room has a lot of kids. And I know you can turn off cross-platform play and stuff, so like, you know, the PSVR audience is a little bit older.
Yeah.
But still, like, I want there to be things to do when I'm hanging out. And like, I know Rec Room has games and stuff, but there was something special about Home, because before a new game would come out, or when a new game came out to promote it, there'd be that new area in Home.
Okay.
Right? It'd be like, hey, here's the Siren Blood Curse, you know, haunted house walkthrough thing. You know, it's like, here's the Killzone area. Was there a Killzone area? I don't know. Maybe Resistance.
Something.
It all blends together because, again, I didn't spend that much time in it.
Yeah.
But what a great way. This is the right place. Remember, we've been saying forever, don't charge us for VR experiences.
Yeah.
What a great place to put VR experiences. Being like,
So you
hey,
force yourself in there.
right, here's the Spider-Man VR experience room.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it doesn't seem like such a bad idea when it's part of PlayStation Home.
Yeah. And Sony would love it because people would go in there, have to go in there.
Yeah, and then you can go get your free Spider-Man T-shirt for your avatar, right? And then getting new clothes and stuff would incentivize you to be like, well, check out the store and see what I'll pay $1 for.
Yeah.
I'll buy some Chuck Taylors to go with my new Spider-Man shirt.
Right, and then if it's a movie release, put in your ticket for another item, you know, so it's like gets people to buy the movie.
Yeah, you get everyone spending a couple $1 a week, and suddenly it's a huge deal.
Right.
This didn't seem like a great idea until we started talking about it, and now I think carping on with the Game Cats is a great idea.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I think that's gonna pretty much do it for Viewer Takeover today.
I think it's been taken over. Yeah.
Guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
This is our time to hang out. No Goonies reference required.
No, I'm
our time.
resisting.
Our time down here.
Oh.
So thank you for being part of it. I look forward to seeing you every week. I wish we had more time.
I hear you.
But our lives are crazy.
They are crazy.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Jam-packed.
That's right. So that does it for another episode of the Midnight Gamescast. As always, my name's Brian Paul, and that's Jeremy King. And we'll see you next week.
Next week.